Call the meeting to order. Trying to find the public hearing information. Um, um, has anyone signed up to speak? Don?
No, sir. If we could recognize April Alm, the transit director. She can explain what the public hearing is in regards, and then afterwards,
Sure.
I did not put out a sign-up sheet for this public hearing. Sometimes it gets confused with public comments, so as soon
Okay.
as Ms. Alm is done, if you would just ask if anybody's here wish to speak for in regards to what she's about to present, and we can move forward in that fashion.
Okay. We'll go ahead and recognize Ms. Holm.
Thank you. Good evening, Commissioners. So initially, this public hearing is held on the proposed Jackson County Community Transportation Program application to be submitted to the North Carolina Department of Transportation no later than October 6th, 2023. So as the applicant, Jackson County Transit will be seeking permission to apply for the Public Transportation Program funding, enter into agreement with the North Carolina Department of Transportation, provide the necessary assurances, and the required local match. So 3 of the applications that we will be doing, the first one is the 5311 Administrative Grant Program that helps to subsidize the administrative costs of running a transportation system. The 5310 Operating Grant Program supports transportation operating costs for the elderly and individuals with disabilities. And the Combined Grant Program allows community transportation systems the opportunity to apply for funding to maintain a public transportation system fleet and other capital needs. The total project amount, the total funding request, the total project, we will be asking for $601,495 with a local match of $130,767. So that is basically what the public hearing is regarding today. And also I want to mention for those that are in the audience, there is a voluntary Title VI public involvement survey that is on this table if anyone would like to complete that. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Holm. Is there any comment from those present? If not, Don, do I need to make a motion to close the public hearing?
Yeah, we would, Mr. Chairman. I just want to make sure while we're sitting here. So this is a public hearing for what you just heard. The chairman asked, is there anybody present who wishes to comment? All right, Mr. Chairman, I'm looking out at the audience and no one has wished to comment. So yes, sir, now would be appropriate to take a motion to close the public hearing.
So is there so moved? Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor, say aye. None opposed. Motion carries. We'll go ahead and close public hearing. Now we'll go ahead and call to order our regular meeting for September 19th. I believe someone's going to be reading the proclamation for Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
So yes, Mr. Chairman, I asked Commissioner Stribling, the representative from the Commissioner on the Health Department Board, to read, and he's chosen to do so. Mr. Commissioner Stribling.
Okay.
This hits home for me because my sister-in-law is a breast cancer survivor. So this hits home to me. Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Whereas October is National Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and whereas 1 in 8 American women are diagnosed with breast cancer at some point in her life, and whereas breast cancer is the most commonly recognized cancer among women in the nation, and is the 2nd leading cause of cancer deaths among women in North Carolina, and whereas in the United States in 2022, over 339,250 new cases of breast cancer are projected to be diagnosed in women over 9,662 cases in North Carolina. And whereas one woman will be diagnosed with breast cancer every 2 minutes, and one will die of breast cancer every 13 minutes in the United States. And whereas every woman is at risk for breast cancer, even if she has no family history or other risk factors of the disease. And whereas in Jackson County, over 47 women are projected to be diagnosed with breast cancer, and over 6 deaths will be projected by the end of 2022. Whereas early detection can be an extremely effective tool, timely screening mammograms could prevent 25% of all deaths from breast cancer in women over the age of 40. And whereas 98% of all breast cancer patients survive when the disease is detected early, and there are over 2.9 million breast cancer survivors in the United States. And whereas October is designated as National Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and Harris Regional Health System and Jackson County Department of Public Health are joining the fight. And whereas community organizations, churches, synagogues, and other places of worship, as well as work sites, can play a special role in educating members and employees about breast cancer. Now, therefore, the Jackson County Board of Commissioners hereby proclaims the month of October as Breast Cancer Awareness Month in Jackson County, and encourages all citizens to learn the facts about breast cancer. Further, all Jackson County residents are encouraged to wear pink on Friday, October 22nd, 2023, and a pink ribbon throughout the month in recognition of breast cancer awareness and in honor of women who have lost their lives to breast cancer and women who are now courageously fighting the battle with breast cancer. Further, women are encouraged to talk to their health care providers about regular clinical breast examinations, getting regular mammograms, and practicing monthly breast self-examinations. Date September 19th, 2023.
Is there a motion to approve this proclamation?
I make this motion, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
And a second? Okay. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
None opposed? Proclamation carries. Is anyone here tonight, Don?
Yes.
Anyone from the health department? Yeah, it's, we won't be able to give you the proclamation tonight because the chairman's not here to sign, but if you'd like, you could come on up and, we normally get a picture. Would you like a picture with them?
It is totally up to, it's okay.
So if you'll let the health department folks know, everybody know that, when the chairman is back, we'll sign the proclamation and get it over to you.
Okay. Is it okay if I say just a little snippet?
Come on up.
So I would like to pass the word that on October 7th, the first Saturday in October, from 10 to 12 at Bridge Park in Silva, we will be doing the Walk for Hope. And that will be us and the Silva Police Department partnering together just to increase the awareness of breast cancer in Jackson County. And so we encourage everybody to spread the word, to come out and help support. And I'm not sure what other people will be there as far as other groups, but
Unfortunately, we do need you to stand to the mic if you would. And I'm going to ask you to say that again because the people watching this on YouTube, then they'll actually be able to hear you. I'm sorry. I should have asked you to do that. So.
okay. So my name is Shantae from Jackson County Health Department, and I'm over the breast and cervical cancer program. And I just want to spread the word that October 7th, the first Saturday in October, we are doing the Walk for Hope in Silva at the Bridge Park from 10 to 12. And we encourage everybody to come out, and we're just going to be educating on breast cancer awareness and the programs that we've got available. for women that are underinsured or not insured, that can provide them with the mammogram screenings and cervical screenings. So please spread the word.
Mark, did y'all hear that online?
I did, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on now to approval of the agenda. Is there a motion to approve the agenda as stands?
So moved.
Second? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
None opposed? Moving on now to the approval of the minutes from September 5th. Everyone's taking a look and everything looks good. I'll seek a motion for approval of those minutes.
Motion to approve.
And a second?
Second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
None opposed? That carries. All right, moving on now to commissioner reports. At this point, I don't have anything to report. From my position, do any of the other commissioners have anything to report?
No report.
No report.
Then I'll turn it over to Mr. County Manager Don Adams for his report.
Mr. Chairman, no report today, but we do have a couple people signed up for public comment. And
Okay.
if you'd like, I can just go ahead and read the name and recognize them.
Sure.
So first person is, I believe it's Rob Young. You'll come on up to the podium.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for this opportunity to speak, and thank you for your service to the county. I'd like to talk about the library a little bit. There seems to be an effort afoot to mess with the Fontana Regional Library System, which has served Western North Carolina well for over 75 years. Mostly this seems to me like another case of some folks who say they don't like big government wanting to use that government to substitute their judgment for everyone else's. This is classic government overreach in my mind. I'm guessing most of those with the loudest voices have never been regular users of the library. And please keep in mind that visiting the library is a voluntary activity. I guess there's one or two out there that seem to be worried about kids finding something in a library book that they have never been exposed to elsewhere. Of course, that's part of the point of libraries, but here are my general responses. My wife and I supervise and mentor our children. That's what parenting is. The outside world is full of many things that we may feel our kids need guidance and love to help them understand and to communicate our family values. Parents are responsible for that guidance. Parents. No one else gets to tell me where the line is between what my kids get to read and what they don't get to read. I set that boundary. Maybe some folks aren't very good at supervising their kids. You think a few library books are a threat? Your kids have phones, internet access, an Xbox, PlayStation? Come on. You want to fight over a few books that might have sensitive content in the eyes of some. The real scary stuff is much easier for any young person to access. Once again, it is all about parenting and walking through the forest of information hand in hand with our kids. Which leads me to believe that the current effort to go after library books is just another attempt to push one set of beliefs on an entire community. It's another attempt by a small minority to shut out other voices they don't want to hear. They want to decide for the rest of us. And finally, don't tell me that it's about how our tax dollars are used. I could write 100 pages about things I wish tax dollars were not being spent on. That's life in a democracy. I promise you, if there's a fight over the Fontana Regional Library System, this community will rise up in support of that beloved institution in a way that will surprise everybody. So everybody just parent your own kids. We'll parent ours, and the library can just keep doing the great job that they have always done, serving everyone in our community. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for coming and speaking. Our next comment or public comment, Mr. Adams.
Yeah, the next person, I think it's Ken Derrico. Hope I said that right.
Good evening, gentlemen. A lot of you guys already know me. I know Mr. Jones. I used to be an employee for him, and I know you guys. I just wish to come up here and stand before you and tell you that I am an administrator of Jackson County Unity Coalition. I approve of Mr. Smith's remarks. I will not take your remarks down. I do not think you need to apologize. You stand for the vast majority of the voters in Jackson County, including my 2,700 members. I cannot speak for all of them, but I can tell you this. I speak for the vast, vast majority of them. Thank you for maintaining our heritage, keeping our history, and protecting that statue. Guys, have a great evening.
Thank you. Who is the next person, or was that the final person?
Mr. Chairman, there is no one else signed up. We do have
Okay.
individuals. I think normal procedure is just to see if the individuals who didn't get a chance to sign
Okay.
up. Does anybody else wish to speak? All right, no one else wishes to speak, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. With no one else wanting to speak, we'll move on to Ms. Fox and our finance report for August.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'll go over the highlights for the month of August. The general fund revenues collected to date is $21,820,806. That's 24.65% of budget. The expenditures are $14,641,976, which is 18.01% of budget. The revenues at the end of the month were $7,178,830 more than the expenditures. The ad valorem taxes collected is $14,641,666, which is 33.42% of the budget. The motor vehicle taxes, $347,320, that's 17.51% of budget. The prior year taxes is $120,116, that's 24.02% of the budget. The sales and use tax distribution for the month of August, which represents May sales, was $1,786,740. That amount is $19,521, less than the amount we received in August of 2022. The Article 46 tax distribution was $195,143, and the average overall for the sales tax at the end of the month was 4.82% for the fiscal year. There remains 1 month in the fiscal year. This is for June 30th of 2023. The landfill disposal fees collected is $767,528. That's 25.11% of budget. And the prior year landfill disposal fees, $18,851. That's 22.18% of budget. The growth revenues that we're tracking, the code enforcement and register deeds are above percentage for the end of August. Planning and environmental health lie just a little behind. The general fund contingency balance at the end of August was $978,424.57. I'd be glad to answer any questions on the report.
Any questions from the board? If not, seek a motion for approval.
Second.
Okay. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Smith,
Yes.
Commissioner Bryson,
Yes.
Commissioner Jones,
Yes.
Commissioner Stribling, Chairman Watson.
Yes.
Thank you.
Moving on Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Moving on to Ms. Henson and tax collector data.
Good evening. For the month of August, the 2023 taxes collected for the county were $11,487,709. The delinquent taxes collected were $59,784. Total collections for the month were $12,239,127.17. Refunds were $2,063.12. And the releases were $3,442.94. Any questions?
No questions from the board. I'll seek a motion for approval of the tax collector data.
So moved. Second.
Thank you.
Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Stribling,
Yes.
Commissioner Jones,
Yes.
Commissioner Bryson,
Yes.
Mr. Smith,
Yes.
Chairman Letson.
Yes. Okay. Moving on to our Jackson County Transit that we just had a public hearing on. Ms. Alm, turn the floor over to you.
So based on what we discussed at the public hearing, we are, as the applicant, Jackson County Transit, will be seeking permission to apply for public transportation program funding, enter into agreement with North Carolina Department of Transportation, provide the necessary assurances and the required local match. This is summarized in the Public Transportation Program Resolution, and Jackson County Transit is requesting approval of the program resolution R2309 as presented.
Is there a motion to approve resolution R23-9 as presented?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. And a second?
Second.
All right. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Smith,
Yes.
Commissioner Bryson,
Yes.
Commissioner Jones,
Yes.
Commissioner Stribling, Chairman Letson.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you.
Moving on now. Thank you, Ms. Alm. Moving on now to Ms. Henry with Economic Development and the EDA grant application.
Good afternoon. So I am coming before you. We talked about this last week in our work session. We are asking for the board to approve allowing staff to apply for Economic Development Administration grant for the Whittier Drexel property. And the total grant application is for $355,000. That's a 20% match requirement from Jackson County, which would be $71,000 match requirement. We can go over if you have any questions, we can look at the map again. We can talk a little bit more about what we are hoping to do, but essentially it's digging in a little bit deeper on what we can and cannot do with this piece of property and really setting that.
Great. Is there a motion to move forward with the EDA grant application?
So moved.
And a second? Second.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Stribling,
Yes.
Commissioner Jones,
Yes.
Commissioner Bryson,
Yes.
Commissioner Smith,
Yes.
Chairman Letson.
Yes. Great. Thank you, Tiffany.
Mr. Chairman, if I may, anybody watching this meeting can go back to the September 12th work session on YouTube, and they can view all the information that was provided that's associated with this grant.
Okay. Trying to. If there is there any information or anyone needing a press conference tonight? Any questions?
No, sir, there's nobody online and there's no one here.
Okay. If not, then I'll seek a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. None opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank you.